Can you just confirm, are the two areas that you would anticipate needing additional police resources, the border and public order issues?
Well, the mutual aid officers from Great Britain, we do not anticipate putting them in and around the border area.
Sure, I just meant what are the areas where you're expecting increased pressure or increased demand for
on policing? Well, some of that depends on what the withdrawal arrangement looks like.
In the event of no deal?
In the event of no deal, I think the safest way to answer that is it's very uncertain. However, if we saw circumstances, for example, where the land border was re-emphasised in a way that is not currently emphasised, for example, with regulation or checking mechanisms for whatever reason, but the activity of the state in a way that the state does not operate at the moment, I think it's highly foreseeable that that would be resisted, and that resistance inevitably would take the form of threat that the PSNI would have to come in and support, and that would be a pressure we could conceivably see. I think depending on the economic shock associated with the withdrawal, if we did see businesses fold, farms fold, and that economic shock play out in some of the scales that have been scenario planned, for example, then I think the pressure on policing is likely to increase as people become distressed and perhaps engage in criminality. Perhaps we haven't talked about dissident activity as yet. I certainly know that they would seek to exploit any re-emphasisation of the border. So I think there's a whole range of very foreseeable scenarios that could play out, whilst recognising all of it is uncertain, that would lead to pressure on the police service of Northern Ireland in and around the border area. And certainly in terms of street disorder and protest, we could see that at different places in Northern Ireland and not confined to the border area. But it all depends on the nature of the withdrawal and particularly the consequences for people of that withdrawal.